You didn't stumble on this video by chance. Right now, as you read these words, your future self, the version of you who has already made the shift, is reaching backward across time to get your attention. In the quantum field, there is no real distance, no past or future the way we normally think of it. Everything is happening at once, and every possibility already exists. This moment is the evidence of that truth. Think about it. Out of billions of videos, billions of scrolls, you landed here. Not because an algorithm randomly served it to you, but because something inside you called it in. That call is your future self sending a pulse, a signal, a whisper saying, "It's time." You've felt this before. Those odd coincidences that feel more like messages than accidents. A phrase you needed shows up on a billboard. A song lyric hits you at the exact right second. A stranger says something that feels scripted just for you. All of that is the same phenomenon you're experiencing now. Timelines aligning. Information traveling through the field. Reality arranging itself to guide you toward your next stage. This is what makes the idea of a future self more than wishful thinking. In quantum physics, a particle exists in multiple states until it's observed. Your life is similar. Your future self is a real energetic pattern already vibrating in the field. When you start to resonate with that pattern through curiosity, intuition, a sudden nudge, you begin to feel what it knows. You might notice subtle sensations right now. A tingling on your skin, a strange calm or anticipation rising in your chest. A sense of being watched, but in a loving way. That's your nervous system responding to a frequency transmission. As you focus on these words, you're literally syncing your brain and heart with the frequency of the you who has already crossed this threshold. This is why I always say, pay attention to the pull, not the push. Your future self will never force you. It sends gentle invitations, synchronicities, repeated numbers, inner hunches, dreams that feel like memories. Most people dismiss these signals as coincidence, but you're here because part of you refuses to ignore them anymore. Pause for a second. Breathe slowly. Imagine light traveling from a version of you who already lives the life you're longing for. See that light moving through time, entering your chest, spreading through your body. That's not pretend. That's how you strengthen the connection. The more vividly you feel it, the clearer the signal becomes. From this point on, nothing will feel truly random again. You'll begin to notice how events, people, and opportunities line up faster. Conversations carry deeper meaning. Even setbacks will feel strangely timed to prepare you for something larger. This is your confirmation that the shift has begun. You are not waiting for your future self to show up one day. Your future self is already here, pulsing through your intuition, your emotions, your subtle choices. By answering the call, by staying with these words, you've already taken the first step. This is the signal. This is the doorway. And the more you trust it, the more it opens. Now imagine reality not as a single line, but as an infinite network of threads, all weaving through each other, constantly shifting, constantly resonating. Every choice you've ever made, every possibility you've imagined, exists simultaneously across countless timelines. In the quantum field, time is not linear. It's a tapestry of potentialities, and the threads of your future self are already interlaced with yours in ways you haven't fully perceived until now. This is why sometimes you feel déjà vu, or why sudden flashes of insight seem to arrive out of nowhere. These are the whispers of other timelines, the echoes of possibilities that exist in parallel realities. Your future self communicates through these threads, sending subtle vibrations, signals, and guidance that ripple backward and forward in the field. When you feel pulled toward a certain action, a sudden thought, or a powerful intuition, that is not coincidence. It's your timeline interacting with your higher frequency self. The observer effect in quantum physics shows us that observation collapses possibility into reality. When you focus your awareness with clarity and intention, the field responds. But here's the twist, and it's profound. By aligning with the frequency of your future self, you are not only observing, you are co-creating. You are bridging the gap between the timeline you currently inhabit and the one your future self already lives. Every thought, emotion, and subtle intention sends ripples that attract experiences from that expanded reality into your now moment. Consider this. For every decision you've hesitated to make, for every opportunity you've ignored or feared, a version of you somewhere else has already made the choice. That version exists in a different thread of reality, vibrating with certainty, clarity, and alignment. Through conscious attention, your energy can merge with that thread. You begin to feel what that future self feels. Confidence, peace, certainty, before any external evidence manifests. This is the true power of timeline resonance. You don't wait for proof. You become proof. But most people never notice. Noise, distraction, and unexamined beliefs sever the connections to these other threads. Life then feels heavy, random, or chaotic. The synchronicities remain subtle, easily dismissed. That is why presence is everything. The quantum field responds to the quality of your awareness, not just the content of your thoughts. A calm, focused, and observant mind can perceive and integrate signals from multiple timelines simultaneously. Each breath, each moment of stillness strengthens the bridge to your future self. Here's a key insight. Every ripple in the field contains infinite possibilities. Your future self does not impose a single outcome. They radiate a frequency of potential. By tuning into that frequency, you allow the most aligned path to flow effortlessly. Fear and doubt act as static, disrupting that signal. But when you consciously release resistance and observe with trust, the threads of timelines merge, collapse, and realign. You experience moments of effortless manifestation, events that feel too perfect to be random, and guidance that is unmistakably yours. Take another breath. Feel the connection stretching from this moment to the you who has already navigated challenges, embraced clarity, and achieved transformation. That connection is alive, pulsing, waiting for you to follow it. The field itself begins to rearrange. People, opportunities, and circumstances begin to align, nudging you forward with precision that feels almost magical. Remember, this is not mystical wishful thinking. This is the mechanics of consciousness interacting with reality itself. Quantum physics, when merged with awareness, becomes a tool for aligning with the timeline where your highest self already exists. Every subtle decision now carries more weight than ever. Each observation you make co-creates the field around you. And the clearer you become, the faster the shift unfolds. You are learning to perceive the invisible threads that bind every moment, every choice, and every potential version of yourself. You are stepping into a conscious partnership with the field itself. And when you fully understand this, you'll realize your future self is not waiting for you. You are catching up to them with every breath. There comes a subtle yet unmistakable moment when the quantum field signals that your consciousness is ready to leap. It is not loud, not dramatic, and not something that can be forced. Instead, it feels like a quiet alignment, a gentle nudge from your inner self that says now, this is the time. Recognizing this activation moment is key because it marks the shift from passive existence to active participation in your higher timeline. You might notice sudden clarity in your thoughts, a deep sense of knowing without explanation, or synchronicities that align too perfectly to be ignored. Perhaps someone appears, a conversation unfolds, or an opportunity presents itself in a way that seems orchestrated. These are the field signals, your future self reaching through the layers of probability to guide you toward the version of life you are meant to inhabit. At the heart of the activation moment is resonance. The quantum field responds to the frequency you emit, and when your energy vibrates in harmony with your higher self, reality begins to bend to reflect that alignment. It's as if invisible doors open, pathways you never noticed before suddenly appear, and the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable start to dissolve. But here's the nuance. You can feel it only if you are fully present. Distraction, doubt, and resistance act like clouds, dimming the signal from the field. To recognize the activation moment, begin by observing the patterns in your life. Notice when something unexpected yet perfectly timed occurs. Pay attention to intuitive hits, repeated numbers, songs, or phrases that seem to speak directly to you. These are the markers of your field responding to your readiness. Your future self communicates through these subtle signs, not through force or demand, but through gentle synchronized resonance that only those tuned in will notice. Emotional shifts are equally powerful indicators. You may feel an unusual calm in situations that normally trigger anxiety, or perhaps an excitement rises within you that feels bigger than your current circumstances. That is the quantum signal of alignment, your consciousness tuning to the vibration of possibility, where your higher self is already living. Recognizing the activation moment is not passive observation. It requires trust and courage, trust that the field has always been conspiring in your favor, even when events seemed confusing or delayed. Courage to act even when you cannot see the full path. The field requires this combination of inner clarity and external movement to collapse potential into experience. It's important to remember that activation is rarely a single event. It may feel like a series of small aha moments, each one preparing you for the leap. Think of it as your inner software updating. Layers of old coding are being overwritten by new patterns, new alignments, and new perceptions. And with each update, the pull of your future self becomes clearer, more precise, more insistent, guiding you to align, act, and integrate. At this stage, fear and doubt will still arise, but they are not indicators that you're off track. In fact, they are proof that you are stepping beyond old patterns and entering uncharted territory. The activation moment often triggers discomfort precisely because it signals departure from the familiar. But if you can recognize it, observe it, and continue to move forward, you are participating in a quantum leap that bridges your present self with the empowered future you. Take a moment to feel your energy. Notice subtle shifts in your awareness, the rising sense that life is more than the ordinary patterns you've followed. That is the activation. That is the point where your timeline begins to align with the one your future self already inhabits. And the more you notice, the more the field responds, amplifying your ability to step fully into this next version of reality. Every quantum leap begins with a confrontation. The old identity you've carried, often unknowingly, must be released. This loop, the version of yourself shaped by past patterns, societal expectations, and habitual thoughts, keeps you tethered to old timelines. It is subtle, pervasive, and comfortable, even if it no longer serves you. Breaking this loop is not about rejecting who you are. It's about realizing that who you've believed yourself to be is only a fraction of your potential. The old identity loop manifests in predictable ways: repeating relationships, recurring challenges, self-sabotaging behaviors, internal dialogues that echo doubt or fear. You might notice that no matter how much you try to change externally, the same patterns return. That is the loop signaling itself, a holographic imprint of your past consciousness replaying until you consciously step out. Awareness alone is the first key. Seeing the loop is the step toward liberation. To break free, you must recognize the energy patterns that reinforce your old identity. Observe your reactions, emotional triggers, and habitual thoughts without judgment. These are the signals of your own quantum feedback, your mind collapsing probabilities into familiar outcomes. The more you resist or fight them, the stronger the loop becomes. Instead, approach it as a neutral observer. Witness the loop. Name it. Understand that it no longer defines you. Breathing and stillness are essential tools here. Each intentional inhale and exhale anchors you in the present moment, the one true point where your future self intersects with your current awareness. Through mindful observation, you can disentangle from the old energies and stop feeding them with unconscious attention. Every moment of conscious awareness weakens the hold of the loop and strengthens the frequency of your aligned self. Another powerful technique is visualization. See the old version of yourself standing before you. Acknowledge it. Thank it for its role in guiding you to this point. Then imagine stepping past it, leaving the familiar patterns behind and walking toward the energy of your higher timeline. This is not fantasy. It is a deliberate quantum act. The field responds to your intention as though it were reality itself. Breaking the loop also requires integrating your emotions. Fear, guilt, shame, and doubt often act as anchors, holding you in the old identity. Instead of suppressing them, allow yourself to feel them fully, and then release them through breath, movement, or expressive practices. Emotional liberation is as critical as cognitive awareness because your energy body carries the imprints of identity just as much as your mind does. Remember, the old identity loop resists change because it fears irrelevance. It may manifest as procrastination, distraction, or even self-criticism. These are not failures. They are confirmations that you are pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone, stepping into the next version of your consciousness. Each recognition of the loop is a quantum choice to redirect your energy toward expansion rather than repetition. As you weaken the loop, new possibilities emerge. Opportunities that once seemed impossible now align with your energy. Synchronicities appear more frequently. Your intuition sharpens. The sense of being guided by your future self grows stronger. And importantly, you start feeling the liberation of being untethered from the narrative that previously defined you. Breaking the old identity loop is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process. Every decision, every thought, every emotional choice reinforces the reality you are actively creating. With each conscious action, the frequency of your future self becomes clearer, more vivid, and more accessible, until stepping fully into your aligned timeline becomes inevitable. Take a deep breath and feel the subtle shift within you. The loop is weakening. The old identity is dissolving. You are on the path to a quantum version of yourself, ready to integrate your full potential and step boldly into the activated timeline your future self has already prepared. Now that the old identity loop is dissolving, the next step is to consciously align with your future self, the version of you that has already stepped into the reality you desire. Alignment is not about chasing outcomes or forcing change. It is about tuning your energy, thoughts, and emotions to the frequency where your desired reality already exists. Think of it like adjusting a radio dial. The signal has always been there, but until your frequency matches it, the music cannot be heard. Every thought, feeling, and action carries a vibration. Your future self operates on a frequency that feels expansive, confident, and in flow. When you begin to embody even small aspects of this frequency now, through your choices, mindset, and internal state, the quantum field responds. Possibilities that once seemed distant start to resonate with you, and doors open that were previously invisible. This is the law of coherence. Your inner frequency dictates the external reality you experience. To begin aligning, start with stillness. Sit quietly and visualize the life you intend to inhabit. Feel the emotions of already having it. The joy, the confidence, the clarity, the peace. Let these feelings fill your body as though they are already present. This is not daydreaming. It is a deliberate act of quantum resonance. Your energy field does not distinguish between imagination and reality. It responds to vibrational intensity and clarity of focus. Next, integrate these feelings into daily action. Alignment is both energetic and practical. Notice how your choices, words, and habits can reflect the frequency of your future self. Each act of alignment, whether it's speaking your truth, prioritizing your well-being, or making empowered decisions, strengthens the signal you broadcast into the quantum field. Over time, this consistent coherence acts as a magnet, drawing circumstances, people, and opportunities that match your elevated state. Emotional awareness is equally critical. Your future frequency is free of reactive patterns and fear-based thinking. Whenever old doubts or distractions arise, pause, breathe, recognize that these are remnants of previous frequencies attempting to pull you back. Gently redirect your attention to the feelings and thoughts of your aligned self. Each redirection is a mini quantum recalibration, solidifying your connection to the timeline where you already live in flow. Another powerful method is symbolic representation, where objects create environments or engage in rituals that reinforce your future frequency. This could be as simple as keeping a vision board, journaling from the perspective of your future self, or choosing music, colors, and spaces that resonate with the life you are stepping into. These physical anchors act as reminders and accelerators, helping your energy field integrate the vibration fully. Remember, alignment is not about forcing results. It's about embodying the state where the result already exists. When you vibrate at the frequency of your future self, synchronicities appear effortlessly. Insights arrive without planning, actions flow naturally, The field no longer resists. Instead, it co-creates with you in real time. Daily practice is key. Morning routines, meditation, visualization, and conscious journaling are all ways to strengthen coherence. With each practice, you send a clear signal to the quantum field. Your attention is no longer scattered. Your energy is coherent, and your reality is being reshaped in alignment with your highest potential. As you feel the resonance of your future frequency, notice the subtle shifts in your environment and interactions. The quantum field is responsive. Every step, every choice, every thought tuned to this frequency accelerates the manifestation of your aligned reality. The path forward is no longer a struggle. It is a flow. Take a moment now. Feel the vibration of your future self coursing through your body. Know that this frequency is accessible any time you choose. You are already stepping into the reality you have imagined. Alignment with your future frequency is one thing, but the true power lies in fully embodying that shift. Embodiment means living, thinking, and feeling as if your highest reality is already here. Not just imagining it, but becoming it in every cell of your body. This is where quantum consciousness merges with action. Your energy field radiates your new frequency so strongly that the world begins to mirror it. Begin by noticing the small choices of your day. Each thought, word, and behavior either reinforces your old patterns or strengthens your new vibration. Embodiment requires consistency. When you act from the perspective of your future self, calm, confident, aligned, you reinforce the coherence of your energy field. Even mundane activities, when done with intention, become expressions of your elevated frequency. A key practice is presence. Your future self does not live in regret or anticipation. They exist fully in the now, aware of their power to shape reality. Observe your current thoughts and emotions. Are they reactive, fear-driven, or scattered? If so, gently guide yourself back to the present. Grounding exercises, breathwork, and mindful awareness allow you to anchor the new frequency into your body, making it tangible and undeniable. Another powerful method is intentional embodiment of feelings. Each day, choose 3 emotions or states your future self radiates: joy, confidence, clarity, peace, and consciously live them. Speak, move, and make decisions as though these states are your default. The quantum field recognizes this vibration as the real you, accelerating synchronicities, insights, and opportunities that align with your new reality. Visualization can now be integrated into your actions. Imagine walking through your day as your future self would, handling challenges with grace, making empowered choices, interacting from love and clarity. This mental rehearsal is not separate from life. It is a direct influence on the probabilities your consciousness collapses into reality. Each time you embody this state, you reinforce the stability of your new timeline. Pay attention to your environment. The spaces you occupy and the energy of those around you affect your ability to maintain coherence. Curate your surroundings physically, emotionally, and digitally to support your embodiment. Remove distractions, choose uplifting influences, and immerse yourself in experiences that resonate with your higher frequency. Your environment should amplify, not dilute, your quantum alignment. Physical embodiment is equally important. The body is the vessel through which your consciousness anchors into reality. Practices such as yoga, movement, breathwork, or energy work help release old patterns and integrate the vibration of your future self. Every gesture, posture, and breath can reinforce the energetic shift, solidifying your alignment at a deep cellular level. Remember, embodying the shift is an ongoing practice. Resistance will appear. Old habits, societal conditioning, and limiting beliefs may try to pull you back. These are not failures, but signals that your frequency is raising. Meet them with awareness and redirect your attention to your coherent state. This is the quantum paradox. Challenges are the proof that transformation is taking place. As you embody your new frequency, notice the subtle yet profound changes in your life. Relationships, opportunities, and circumstances begin to reflect your elevated state. The synchronicities you've been cultivating intensify. You no longer seek validation outside yourself. Your inner alignment generates the reality you desire. Take a moment now. Feel yourself fully present, fully aligned, and fully awake in your future frequency. Know that every breath you take, every choice you make, is an act of creation. You are no longer waiting for reality to shift. You are the living expression of that shift. You've aligned with your future self. You've embodied the shift. Now comes the final step, sealing the timeline jump. This isn't a metaphor. It's an energetic act that locks your consciousness into the new frequency you've claimed. The quantum field responds to clarity and decisiveness. And by consciously acknowledging your leap, you signal to the universe that you are no longer a passenger, but the active creator of your reality. Begin by centering yourself in stillness. Close your eyes, take several deep breaths, and feel the energy of your future self flowing through you. Notice the confidence, the calm, the certainty of being exactly where you need to be. Every heartbeat and breath is a reinforcement of the new timeline you are inhabiting. Visualize your past self gently merging with this elevated version, integrating every lesson and insight. You are not leaving anything behind. You are upgrading it. Next, commit verbally or mentally to your alignment. Say aloud, "I am fully aligned with my highest timeline. I claim this reality now." Words carry energy. When combined with intention, they collapse all doubts and strengthen the coherence of your quantum signature. This is your declaration to the universe, a bold, unmistakable statement that your shift is real, permanent, and non-negotiable. Take a moment to feel the ripple effect. Your energy isn't contained within you. It radiates outward, touching every aspect of your life and subtly influencing those around you. Synchronicities, opportunities, and intuitive guidance begin to appear more frequently because your field now vibrates in harmony with your highest self. Notice even the smallest confirmations. They are proof that the quantum field has recognized your declaration. Anchoring the shift also requires action. Embodying the new timeline is not passive. Make decisions, take steps, and live as if the reality you desire is already here. This creates a feedback loop. Your consciousness shapes events, and events reinforce your alignment. Every act of courage, clarity, and coherence strengthens the bridge between your present self and your future self. Finally, seal this timeline jump through gratitude. Thank the universe, your higher self, and your energy field for guiding you here. Gratitude amplifies the vibration of abundance, certainty, and flow. It signals that you are in harmony with creation, not in conflict with it. With gratitude, the frequency stabilizes, and the shift becomes tangible, lasting, and undeniable. Remember, the jump is permanent only when your focus awareness, and intention remain aligned, life will test you. Old patterns may surface, doubt may arise, fear may whisper. These are not signs of failure. They are signals to re-anchor, refocus, and strengthen your coherence. Each time you return to alignment, the new timeline solidifies further, becoming the default reality you operate from. Take a final moment now. Feel the power of your leap. Feel the resonance of your higher frequency filling every part of your being. Know that the past no longer dictates your reality. You are awake, aligned, and unstoppable. But here's where everything accelerates. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can let this moment fade like every other inspiration you've had, or you can anchor it. You can make this permanent. The quantum field doesn't just respond to thoughts. It responds to committed action. And there's one simple act that will cement everything you've just experienced into your reality. Comment below, "I claim my shift." 3 simple words. But when you type them, you're not just leaving a comment. You're sending a declaration into the quantum field. You're making your intention visible. You're joining a network of consciousness, a collective frequency of people who are also stepping into their highest timeline. This act of claiming, publicly, boldly, without hesitation, is what seals the leap. It tells the universe, I'm not observing anymore, I'm creating. And here's what happens the moment you do. Your energy field locks into place. The synchronicities you've been feeling intensify. Opportunities you couldn't see before become visible. The path forward clears. Because you've moved from potential into action. The field recognizes this. It rewards this. And it begins to rearrange reality to match the frequency of someone who is decisive, aligned, and awake. Don't let this moment pass. Don't scroll away, thinking you'll come back later. Later is the language of the old identity. Now is the language of your future self. Type it now. I claim my shift. Feel the words as you type them. Feel the energy moving through your fingertips. Feel the declaration vibrating through your entire being. This is not symbolic. This is quantum mechanics in action. And if you want to go even deeper, if you're ready to fully integrate everything you've learned here and accelerate your timeline jump, hit that subscribe button. Because this is just the beginning. Every video on this channel is designed to strengthen your connection to your future self, to give you the tools, the frequency, and the clarity to live in alignment every single day. This isn't content, this is activation. And by subscribing, you're choosing to stay in the field, to keep your frequency elevated, and to surround yourself with the energy of transformation. The timeline is yours. The choice is yours. The shift is real, but it only becomes permanent when you claim it. So do it now. Comment, I claim my shift. Subscribe, and step fully into the life your future self has been waiting for you to inhabit. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of this decision. Don't wait. The quantum field is listening. Your future self is watching, and the moment to act is now.